everyone. I thought it would be kind of fun to do a little video series for Merlin, just with like his handling at the start and eventually his training journey. I really wanted to just document his progress and just for my own self, be able to watch myself handle him and just compare it to other videos that I'm seeing around and make sure that I'm doing it right. This is obviously our first foal, so we are completely new to this, and yeah, so we want to do right by him. The videos are going to be pretty short because obviously he's only 11 days old today, so it's hard to remember that sometimes with just how far he's come. So yeah, he can only handle short little sessions, so we're just going to do little sessions at a time. And this morning I also just want to give Belle her due credit because she is an amazing mum. I'll bring the camera over. Hey mama, here you are. Yeah, she has just been incredible. Yeah, what's that? So I got Belle last September. I hadn't had a horse for 10 years, so I was not very confident, and I just needed something calm. All I was looking for was temperament. I didn't care what he or she looked like, how old they were, boy, girl, whatever. I just wanted something quiet that was going to help me give my confidence back. And so yeah, we went and met Belle. Yes, darling, she knows her name. And yeah, honestly, her eyes are what got me at first. She just has beautiful, beautiful, calming eyes. And he's the little man. So yeah, so we went and met Belle, immediately fell in love with her, and brought her home. Now, there were a few behavioural quirks of hers from the get-go. So I'll give a little bit of a backstory. Belle is only 3 years old. In fact, when we had the vet check done when we bought her, the vet said she would only just be turning 3, very, very much on the younger end of 3 years old. So we put a lot of it down to her age. We moved her from the place we got her. We moved her into a 20-acre paddock. Sorry, Simba's just knocking my water over. Yeah, so we moved her into a 20-acre paddock with a big herd of horses, and she was there for 2 weeks. Hey buddy, you little nuisance. She was there for 2 weeks and she didn't join the herd once. Every time we would go there, she would be off on her own in a corner. Very unusual for a horse. So then my sister and I moved to the place that we're at now. So it was a lot of change in a short space of time for her. She'd only just been started under saddle in the 2 months before we got her, and then obviously being moved around quite a bit. So there was some chasing. So we moved her with Ari, my sister's horse, into this place. And she didn't really take to Ari, which is not super uncommon. Horses have different personalities. They don't always get along. But she would pretty much chase Ari away whenever she got close. And Ari tried her best, the poor dear. And the other thing was the dogs. So Belle was always pretty good with dogs. She was always a bit wary of them, but she's certainly not an aggressive horse. And there was one day, my dog Fletcher was just laying in the grass. Belle was eating some grass next to him. She went up and had a sniff, and then just completely out of the blue attacked him. And he was very lucky that he didn't get hurt at all. And obviously since that point in time we've kept them separate. So that was a bit strange. Then we went on a couple of rides with her. We went on a couple of trail rides, and she was very, very nervous for the most part. Which, yeah, everything we just kind of put down to her age. We thought, you know, she's very inexperienced, and she has had a lot of change in such a short time. So the other odd thing was her weight gain. So we moved them onto this 5-acre property with lots of grass, and she started to gain quite a lot of weight. But the weird thing was that we could still see her ribs. So we also kind of put that down to her age. She was getting a premium feed, and obviously all the grass that she could eat. And so we thought, you know, once she gets into regular work, she should even out a little bit more. Yeah, and then one morning my sister said to me, I have a hypothetical for you. She said, yesterday I was out spending time with the horses, and I was laying down in the grass and just being with them as they graze, and Belle walked past, and my sister looked up, and her teats were quite large, larger than Ari, our other mare's teats. And so she kind of had a little bit of an inkling, but thought there's no way she's pregnant. But she wanted to maybe see if there was something she could test on her own to see if Belle was pregnant. So she Googled, how do you tell if a horse is pregnant? Obviously the vet check's the only 100% sure way, but there was a couple of things. One of them was you stand behind them and one side is bigger than the other side. That can indicate that they're in foal. And the side that's big is where the foal is sitting, obviously. So my sister stood behind her, and sure enough, her right side was significantly bigger than the left side. So she's telling me this at breakfast, and, you know, all of a sudden everything just clicked. The fact that, you know, she didn't want strange horses around her, just, you know, her demeanor in general, around the dogs, out on the trails. Yeah, it all just made sense. So, yeah, long story short, that's we got her confirmed as pregnant, and that was the result of all of that. So, so anyway, I'm going to feed her now, and then I'll do some handling with Merlin. Alright, so here's the little man eating his breakfast. I've got a few things I'm going to do with him this morning. He obviously gets his sunscreen, which is this stuff. So he's pretty good with that. And then I'm just going to do just some running my hand all over him, picking up all of his legs. He can get a bit feisty, so I'm just going to see how this goes. But yeah, that's pretty normal. And then I've got a towel that I just want to rub over him, and I just want to start rubbing this halter over his body. I'm not actually going to put it on him. He has had it over his nose a couple of times, so if he's in a good mood I might do that, but we'll just see how we go. Alright, try and set this up. Okay. Actually had to wait until they were done eating because he completely shared her breakfast this morning. So hopefully Belle doesn't get in the way too much. Cagey this morning because I normally let them out into the big paddock after their breakfast. So I don't think they're very happy that I'm trying to do some stuff before that happens. Push it too much. He's been okay. So I'm just going to do a little bit of running the halter over him, and then I might finish off. Alright, I'll let them out into the big paddock now. Freedom! There's nothing in that.